Good afternoon, students. Second MSc students of Tumkur University. This is related to your ionic conductors. That is Unit 3 in Physical Chemistry, second MSc Physical Chemistry. In Unit 3, already we discussed electronic properties and band theory. That is metals, insulators, semiconductors, and several applications, PN junction and all. And similarly, magnetic properties, classification of magnetic materials into dia, para, ferro, ferri, antiferro, and antiferromagnetic types. And in that, special magnetic materials such as spinels and garnets, I will share the notes. And now this topic is related to the ionic conductors, which is there in your syllabus. See, ionic conductors, that means ionic solids contains defects that different various kinds of stoichiometric and non-stoichiometric defects. In other units, you are studying that is unit 2. And this ionic solids also contains defects that allow the migration of ions in an electric field. Some solids materials have very high ionic conductivities at reasonable temperatures are useful in solid state devices. Like, for example, here you can see in the figure mobile vacancy and mobile that is interstitial site. The one of the atom or ion is missing from the original site and occupying the interstitial site. So therefore a vacancy is created or some sort of defect is created. And so because of these defects, see, these solids, they conduct electricity, or they are having some materials having various conductivities. So what are the applications of solid ionic conductors? See, solid ionic conductors are used as a membranes in several separation processes, and used as a electrolytes in sensors, used as a electrolytes in fuel cells and batteries. And whenever ionic conductors are using in fuel cells and batteries, they must be poor electronic conductors. And the electrode materials in solid state batteries, they must have good electronic and ionic conductor. See, what are the factors which affecting the conductivity? First, conductivity, that measurement is shown in terms of specific conductivity, which is given by sigma, which is equal to n into z into e into mu, where n is the number of charge carriers, z is the atomic number, e is the charge, and mu is the mobility of charge carriers. And this conductivity is influenced by two factors, that is two factors, concentration and mobility, as you can see in the equation. See, z is constant and e is constant, but your sigma depends upon n and mu, and also it is directly proportional to the specific conductivity. As n increases, carrier concentration increases, or as the mobility increases, the specific conductivity also increases. Usually defect acts as charge carriers, and not many defects in most ionic solids. Mobility is usually low at room temperature. And these are the values of various electrical conductivity of different materials. So material, if it is of ionic conductors, are classified into ionic crystals, solids, electrolytes, and liquid electrolytes. Similarly, the ionic materials also classified, that is electronic conductors, which are classified into metal, semiconductors, and insulators. See how these are classified based on the conductivity range. If the conductivity range is in between 10 to the power of minus 16 to 10 to the power of minus 2, that is ionic conductor. If it is minus 10 to the power of minus 1 to 10 to the power of plus 3, that is solid state electrolytes, otherwise liquid state electrolytes. Similarly, metal, semiconductors, insulators, already we discussed. And this is the ionic conductivity in sodium chloride crystal. Sodium chloride is a poor ionic conductor. Conduction involves, and why this will conduct, because why it will conduct means because of the migration of cation vacancies. And cation vacancies are present due to extrinsic defects, or intrinsic defects like Schottky defect. Extrinsic defect means that is because of doping of some element, some other element. And this conduction is an activated process. That means activation energy is required for the conduction process, and that activation energy and the mobility, that is conduction, the relation is given by Arrhenius equation, and that is mu equal to mu naught into e to the power of minus Ea by kT, where Ea is the activation energy and mu is the mobility, already we discussed. And this is the structure of sodium chloride crystal, and where green color, that is M plus, that is sodium plus you can say, and the colorless one circle is X minus anion, and dotted circles are M plus vacancy. Here in the figure you can see one vacancy here. And conductivity also depends upon the temperature, that also given by sigma, that specific conductivity is equal to sigma naught by T into e to the power of minus Ea by kT. See, this is the relationship between temperature and the conductivity. And at different temperature, as you can see, sodium chloride crystal, the conductivity is different at different temperature. At low temperature, conductivity is dominated by mobility of extrinsic defects, and at a high temperature, conductivity is due to thermally formed intrinsic defects. That is, for example, Schottky defect. Intrinsic defect means that is Schottky defect. And intrinsic versus extrinsic conductivity. Extrinsic conductivity, that is uh, uh, that means here extrinsic conductivity occurs because of the doping. When doping occurs, the carrier concentration is fixed, that means constant, so therefore that is the relation. And in the case of intrinsic conductivity, the carrier concentration is not constant, it varies with the temperature, and the relation is given below. And cation vacancy migration mechanism, how the cations will migrate means they does not go side to side, because the direct route is not enough space, all the atoms are properly systematically highly orderly arranged, so therefore cations migrate via an interstitial site. This is a tight squeeze and requires energy. That is what is activation energy is required. See, you can see in the pathway of Na plus ion migration in sodium chloride crystal, it is not migrating directly but through the interstitial site. Experimental conductivity of NaCl. See, at low temperature and also at a high temperature, deviations are occur. And at low temperature, deviation is due to the vacancy pairing, and at high temperature, deviation is due to the screening of mobile defects by defects of opposite charge. And what are the solid electrolytes? These are see, there is a need, technologically there is a need for solids that have very high ionic conductivities, and the materials which are conducting high ionic conductivities are referred or called as fast ion conductors, are also called as super ionic conductors. They include, for example, beta alumina and silver iodide. And beta alumina, here you can see sodium aluminum oxide, see, that is not stoichiometry. And another one is sodium along with magnesium, it is there. These are the two isomeric forms, and these beta alumina exist in two isomeric form, beta and beta double dash. Beta sodium aluminum oxide and beta double dash sodium magnesium aluminum oxide are the good sodium ion conductors at moderate temperatures. Sodium ions have high mobility, so therefore they can easily exchange with a wide variety of other cations. That means one cation is exchanged by sodium plus ion. Similarly, other cation is exchanged by sodium plus ions, like that. And generally, the beta alumina can be written as M2O X into Al2O3, and where X is the metal, that is maybe sodium or some other, and X value lies between 5 to 11. And see that M is only alkali metals or copper, plus Ag plus gallium plus indium thallium and ammonium NH4 plus. Sorry, that is NH4 plus. And here see X value lies between 5 to 11. If it is lies only between 5 to 7, then the material produces beta double dash type aluminum. And if X value is in between 8 to 11, then the material gives beta material. And see, these are the structures of beta and beta dash alumina. See, there is a small some difference in the arrangement. See here, the small circles represent Na plus and big circle represents oxide, and Sb is there, no, that is spinel block. See, these are the structures of beta alumina. That green one represents aluminum, gray one represents oxygen, and colorless circle, that is dot, represent sodium atoms. See, these are the layer structure of beta alumina. And how this beta alumina it will conduct? See, it will conduct. See, this is the conduction plane. See the conduction plane of beta aluminum. See, that is base of the hexagonal. See that hexagonal unit cell, on the hexagonal unit cell, you can observe a rectangle kind of a dotted rectangle. So that is rectangle means that is a unit cell. So in this unit cell, see, the conduction pathway in beta alumina are shown in that previous slide. So this is the slide, and the dotted rectangle is the unit cell, and the Br, Abr, M, they are the different sites from the hexagonal network. And for long range migration to occur, an Na plus ion must pass through the sites. See, it has to cross first Br, then M side, then ABr side, then M side, Br, and M, so on. And the activation energy is required for this conduction process, and the required energy is equal to 0.16 electron volt, that is small e, represent, and which is the overall, this is the energy of activation required for the overall migration of Na plus ion. And similarly, another fast ion conductor is silver iodide, and at low temperature it exists in two structures, that is woodsite or zinc blende structure, and Ag plus fills half of the tetrahedral holes in a close packed I minus array, and if the temperature is above 146 degrees Celsius, it transforms to a BCC structure with the Ag plus ions filling a small fraction of the available tetrahedral sites, and the cation sublattice which melts. And this is the structure of silver iodide. See, you can see here different atoms. I minus, in the picture 3, I minus are that is colorless hole, and tetrahedral sites and trigonal side, different sites are shown here. And this is exactly is the cation sites in silver iodide, that is black one represent tetrahedral holes, uh, are tetrahedral site, and green one trigonal site, and otherwise see the colorless one is distorted octahedral site. And the why this silver iodide is highly ionic shows high ionic conduction means there are many possible sites in Ag plus ions. If you take that 12 tetrahedral sites, 24 trigonal sites, and 6 octahedral sites are present, there are only 2 Ag plus ions per unit cell. If you calculate the number of Ag plus ions per unit cell, only 2, and those 2 Ag plus ions are present in the distorted or tetrahedral sites. And motion between sites is facile, which require 0.05 electron volt activation energy barrier. Thank you. And with this, see, your syllabus is completed. Only small portions are left. So if you have any questions, I will share the notes from the solid state chemistry and its applications by Anthony R. West from that book. And if you find any difficulties or any regarding notes or regarding questions, please you can mail me or you can send messages in WhatsApp so that I will help. Thank you, one and all.